Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Now, news yesterday that I think when I heard it, I was like, yeah, that's pleasing news. I'm hoping that, it's what the person said, he's really genuine about it. But it was about Aaron Ramsey. Now, Aaron Ramsey, of course, was playing in a friendly, I think it was on Monday night against Mexico. And after the game, reporters were asking him, you looking forward to working with Unai Emery now that he's the new boss of Arsenal? And of course, we all know that there's, at the moment, there's a lot of transfer speculation surrounding Ramsey. His contract is starting to run out. Ramsey replied, of course, I haven't spoken to him at all yet, but I think it's an exciting time for the club. I can't wait to get back there now. That's what Aaron Ramsey said. And that is really heartening news, because Aaron Ramsey basically saying, what he's saying there is that I really, really want to work under Unai Emery. At least I hope that's what he's saying. You know what it's like. They can say that and then next minute, they're gone, they're off. We all remember Robin van Persie and co. There's been many. But good news, because I think Aaron Ramsey will be a very important player and a player that we should be looking to keep. There's been a lot of talk that Unai Emery is even looking to build a team around guys like Aaron Ramsey. And also there's been talk that Aaron Ramsey could possibly be made the captain of the new look Arsenal. And certainly last season, he had a good season. I felt that at the start of the season, he was a bit shaky, but as he got his fitness back and everything, he really had a strong end to the season and was voted Arsenal's Player of the Year. Now, of course, at the moment, it's still looming. His contract is running out. And Arsenal are said to not want to have the same situation that they've had, or what they had, should I say, last year with Alexis Sanchez, where basically it was, we need you to stay. He's not ooming, arming. So in the end, they let him go for, a very little amount of money, really, when you think about the type of player that he is. And of course, it caused a lot of problems around the dressing room, caused a lot of problems in the club. It's uncertainty that you don't need. So Arsenal sort of, with the Aaron Ramsey situation, are sort of, they're going to put their deal on the table, and if he's not really up for that, they'll just move him on and bring somebody else in. They're not going to mess about with toing and froing with transfers. But certainly, if you look at what Aaron Ramsey said there, it would seem that Ramsey is more than happy to stay at the club. And if he does, I think that would be great for Arsenal. I think we really need to be hanging on to this guy. He's done great for Arsenal over the years. When you think about the important goals he scored, for instance, in cup finals, how consistent he was and how good he was before he got injured, he's a very, very talented player. And I'm kind of excited to see how he will get on under a new manager in Unai Emery. Emery's a guy that demands hard work, and Ramsey's a very hard-working player, very fit box-to-box player, always a mainstay of Arsene Wenger's team. So good news, I think, so far. I'm not going to get carried away on the Aaron Ramsey situation. Arsenal today linked with a centre-back, a very good centre-back. We've been linked with practically every centre-back going at the moment, but this link I like, even though it's unlikely, but it's for Jose Giménez. He plays for Atletico Madrid. He has a £53 million release clause, 23 years of age, Uruguay international, and it's the Daily Express that are claiming today that Arsenal are interested in him, especially seeing that he's got this 53 million release clause. However, they're claiming that they might be beaten to the signing by Real Madrid, with Marca reporting that Real Madrid are willing to activate the release clause. Whether Giménez would be brave enough to take that step across Madrid from Atletico to Real Madrid is another matter. Also, we may be interested in him, but would he want to come to Arsenal? All right, probably we'd be able to offer him a lot more wages than what he is on at Atletico, but let's face it, Atletico, streets ahead of us at the moment. Champions League team, you won the Europa League, were runners-up in La Liga. They are a very, very good team, and they're only going to get better. But the one thing is, a player like Giménez now would be the sort of centre-back that I'd look at and say, yes, that's what we need. He's a solid centre-back. He's been well drilled by playing next to his countryman Godin, who's really, passed on a lot of knowledge to him. He's still young, and he would be absolutely perfect for Arsenal. However, I have to say, very, very unlikely that this will get done. I know the Express are talking it up and that, but I just can't see Giménez coming to Arsenal. But it's a nice thought, nice to dream on, and it's a rumour out there, but can't see it. I reckon he'll probably still be at Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid, sorry Real Madrid fans, sorry Atletico Madrid fans should I say, at Atletico Madrid come next season. Now Arsenal linked to a Tunisian international. Not every day we get linked to a Tunisian international. Goes by the name of Bassan Safari, or Safri, I hope I pronounced that right, probably not. Plays for Nice, 20 years of age, he's a winger, and as I said, Tunisian international. Arsenal reportedly sent scouts on Monday to watch him as Tunisia played Portugal in a friendly. I think the game finished 2-2. He came on as a 76-minute substitute and apparently played pretty well. And of course, we're going to get to see more of him because he'll be playing for Tunisia in the World Cup. And of course, Tunisia are going to be in England's World Cup group. So we will get to see what this guy is like. Leicester apparently also taking a look at him. They're also interested in him as well as a potential replacement for Riyad Mahrez. But Arsenal looking at him. Arsenal definitely in the market at the moment, it seems, for a winger. They recognise that, especially since Alexis has gone, we need a winger, particularly out on that left-hand side. I'd say that's the big problem area for Arsenal. And they're looking at this guy. Not somebody's going to get you really excited. He's still very young, very raw, obviously. He didn't even feature on a regular basis for Nice last season. And apparently he would be really up for a move. Why wouldn't you be from Nice to England? Because your wages are probably going to double or treble. But Arsenal apparently sent scouts to have a look at him. And we know that under Sanelli and under Mislintat, they're really scouring the place, trying to find up-and-coming talent. So maybe this guy could be one of those up-and-coming talents that they're looking at. Another Nice player, of course, is Giménez Seri, that we've been talking about up team times since we started doing Transfer Daily this summer. The links are still strong. Sky were going with a big story yesterday saying that the price has sort of been set for the transfer fee of Seri, and that is £35 million. Basically, Nice are saying £35 million, bid that, and you can get Seri, which, that's not a bad price in today's market. It's the same sort of money what we paid for Xhaka, same sort of money what we paid for Mustafi. But they're saying that would be enough to make him leave. As previously reported here on the show, Unai Emery tried to buy him when he was at PSG. He would have had a good look at him, playing week in, week out in Liga 1, and he was really impressed with him and wanted to bring him to PSG. But of course, because of financial fair play, where they spent about £1 billion, right, of money that doesn't come into the club apart from through the money that they get from their owners, they were unable to get that deal done. Sanelli also, when he was at Barcelona, apparently was also interested in bringing Seri into the club as well. So, could Seri be on his way to Arsenal? How would Seri fit in? If we kept Ramsey, kept Wilshere, kept Xhaka, where does Seri fit in? Does he play regularly? I mean, I know we've obviously Santi Cazorla's now left, but are we bringing him in as a starting player, or are we bringing him in as a part of strengthening the squad? It's really be really interesting to see where he would play, because Ramsey, you presume, is going to be a regular starter if he stays. Xhaka, who knows? Will he be a regular starter? He was under Arsene Wenger. He was a mainstay. Wilshere, if he stays, will he be a regular starter? Will he be demanding, as part of him staying, that he features on a more regular basis? So that midfield area could get a bit congested if we bring in Seri, but certainly I'm all up for bringing in quality players, quality replacements. Somebody could be coming into the club. It's not a player this time. It's a goalkeeping coach. It's Javi Garcia. He's a current goalkeeping coach at Paris Saint-Germain. But there's a lot of talk going around that he's going to join the coaching staff of Arsenal. Of course, he's worked for Unai Emery in the past. In fact, he's been working with Unai Emery since 2013 when they were all both at Sevilla together. And lots of talk that he's going to be joining the coaching staff. Of course, Arsenal got rid of their long-term goalkeeping coach. Goalkeeping coach at Arsenal's come under a lot of criticism in recent years that, you know, he hasn't got the best out of Cech, hasn't got the best out of Ospina. And a change of goalkeeping coach was much needed. And this guy, Javi Garcia, having worked with Unai Emery, will know all about what Emery demands. The style of Unai Emery is all about playing the ball out from the back, if possible. And, you know, I think, you know, looking at our goalkeepers, and we may be bringing in a new goalkeeper as well, of course, as Bernd Leno is still getting linked heavily to Arsenal. But they need drilling a bit better in working that ball out from the back. That's an area that last season with Arsenal, you could see it wasn't fluid. We tried to play the ball out from the back, but a lot of teams pressed us high up the pitch and were able to win the ball back pretty easily. As soon as we tried to lay it to the, you know, pass it from the back forward to the midfield, they nicked the ball off us and they'd be back on the attack. That happened regularly last season. The goalkeeper is a very important cog in that all working precisely. And I'd say to Javi Garcia, that'd be one of your first things to work on. And the other thing to work on will be the kicking of Arsenal goalkeepers, for them to kick it to the right players instead of just kicking it straight back to the opposition. Actually, you'll have a lot of work to do on penalties as well, and saving penalties as well. Cech only saved one since he's joined the club. So, but Javi Garcia looks like he could be on his way in. Listen, before I go, I wanted to ask, with defensive midfielder position, you know, we've spoken a lot about it over the past few days. Of course, Fabinho, he went to Liverpool. We made a last-minute bid on him. There's, of course, guys like Steven Nzonzi, who was at Sevilla with Unai Emery, and there's lots of talk about we need a defensive midfielder. What's happened to William Cavalia? I don't hear, no more talk on that. We've been linked with him for years and years and years. I see the latest links are sort of linking him with a possible move to Everton. Last year, was it West Ham were trying to get him? He's just been forever been linked with a move away from Sporting Lisbon where he plays. He's now 26, not even a youngster no more, but he's still there. Is he any good? I mean, I don't get to see him week in, week out. I've seen him in the Euros. I've seen him in the games I've seen him playing, to be fair. He's looked decent. He looks a big, commanding player. And you'd say to yourself, surely his price would probably be a bit cheaper now, you know, because he's just never had that big move. But then I'm asking myself the question, why has nobody ever come in for him? Why has no one ever made that decisive move and brought him in, especially any of the big boys? So that's been a bit of a surprise, but is he worth taking a chance on for that defensive midfielder position? It's still a problem for Arsenal. And as I said, we can see this week, if we're trying to get Fabinho, we know that we need someone there. Very, very interesting to see what will happen with Cavalia this summer and where he'll end up, and whether Arsenal might start looking back at Cavalia again and thinking, maybe he could be the answer. I don't know. Anybody out there who watches Portuguese football on a regular, you might be able to bring me up to speed a bit more on Cavalia and tell me if he would be good enough to play in Arsenal's midfield and would be the player to fulfil that defensive midfielder role. Let me know. Be really, really interested in that. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. We'll be back tomorrow here on Transfer Daily, so make sure you keep it locked and don't forget to subscribe to us if you want updates right throughout the day.